Well, as you can see from the first couple of clips, yeah, it's time for me to clean out the van a little bit. I have to do this periodically because yes, even I am still learning to be a minimalist. I'm a beginning minimalist, and it's very hard for me to let go of some things. I have problems with collecting stuff. I always have. I think we all do. It's our hunter-gatherer nature, due to the fact that we can just go to the grocery store and get food most of the time, and we don't have to hunt or gather it most of the time per se. We decide that to be human, it feels good to hunt and gather something, so we collect things. And van lifers are no exception. Don't let all those beautiful Instagram photos and all those RTR tours fool you. These people are just like the rest of us, except for they're better at letting stuff go more often. That's all it is. And I am learning. And this video is going to address some of that. I am going to show you guys some of the things that I have problems with letting go of. And things that for some reason, especially because of my line of work, because I work at a thrift store, so it's easy to gather things, especially cheap because I have an employee discount. So cheap with a cheap discount, that makes it even harder. So if I can do it, you guys can do it, trust me. But I want to show you some of the things that for some reason I decide, for whatever reason, I like to collect and have. So that's what this video is about. It's also about just letting go, learning how to let go. And I'm learning to change my language around these things, because I've found out from myself personally that the way I phrase things contributes to whether I keep something or not. And I will explain that later. All right, so hopefully this isn't going to scare you guys, but I have a drinking problem. Let me explain. Okay. I told you I would explain about my drinking problem. Well, it's not really a drinking problem. It's more like a collection problem. I like cups. As you can see, I like cups a lot. I have quite a few of them, all of which at some point I have used. But I live in a very, very small space. I live in a van. I don't need all these cups. Like, seriously. Okay. So, to most of you living in a sticks and bricks, this may not look like very many utensils. But for me, as a solo traveling van dweller, I should not have this many forks and spoons. Especially since lately, all I've been using are a couple of sporks. You know, it's got a fork on one end and a spoon on the other. What more do I need, right? I do need a couple of good knives, and I do need my scissors. But really, you know, aside from that and some measuring spoons, I don't need all this stuff. So yeah, this is just an example of what I have here. And yeah, don't even get me started on cooking utensils. I don't even want to go there. All right, well, we covered the dishes, and now we'll go on to the mountain of clothes. And unbelievably, this is all just shirts. Granted, there are both long sleeve shirts and short sleeve shirts in here. Oh, and by the way, some tank tops. But this is my shirt pile, and it's in a pile like this because I don't fold them, I don't roll them, I stick them all in a big old duffel bag up top in the top compartment here. And I have lots of shirts because I tend to not have very many pairs of pants, and so I can get away with having more shirts. And the purpose of this is you can wear pants multiple times before you wash them and change your shirt, thus changing your outfit. Or you can wear a shirt and a skirt. I mean, there's very, very many combinations that you can do as long as you have enough shirts. However, as a van dweller, I should probably only have about 7 t-shirts and a couple of long sleeve shirts. However, that's not the case with me. And hopefully I can downsize even more than what I have from now. So yeah, just a little glimpse of what I got here. Okay, so that's my video about my stuff problem. Just like I said, it's a normal thing. I believe that because we live in a smaller space as van dwellers, we have to do it more often. We have to purge more often. Some of us, like me, have a problem with, buying certain things over and over again. In my defense, though, I was trying to find a better mug for myself that wasn't going to spill every time I turned around, and I did find one, so now it's time to let all the other ones go. There's that. There's also things that are sentimental and stuff like that, and it's pretty hard. I mean, everybody does it. Not everybody's blessed enough to be a true minimalist, and so we have to go through this process, especially if we've lived in a house for a very long time or whatever. There's more of an accumulation, and there's more of a sentimental value. And look, guys, if you've got to keep a storage unit for a few years just to make yourself better about being on the road and realizing that you don't really need all that stuff, more power to you. Just do it. The most important thing is if you want a certain lifestyle, just go out and do it. Go out and get it. I don't care what kind of lifestyle it is. If you want to be in a van or some type of RV and go traveling, and that's what you want to do, then don't let any of your stuff or anybody else stop you. And to help myself with this, because it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't. I've done this like my whole life, off and on. And every time when I have to go through this, it's not any easier. You still have a hard time letting stuff go. And so what I do is I say things like I'm letting it go. And I say things like I'm giving it a new home. I'm letting someone else use it. I'm giving it to someone who can use it more than I can. Stuff like that. Just make sure that it's a positive connotation rather than a negative one, like, oh, I got to get rid of this crap. Because all that's going to do is make you feel like crap. At least me personally, that's what it does. It just makes me feel bad. It makes me feel guilty. Whatever. It's some weird psychological thing. I don't know what it is, but that's what it is. And like I say, we're hunter-gatherers by nature. We're going to gather stuff if we're not going to be gathering food. So there you have it. We have our food dialed in our society, so we're going to just gather stuff. And trust me, I appreciate that we're all blessed with too much stuff. I mean, there's even people that live on the street that have more stuff than people did in the old days, in ancient times or whatever. So we are a blessed society, which is great and everything, but I also have to constantly remind myself that I want to choose more freedom of movement over more stuff. And as an artist and as a person that appreciates the aesthetic of things, it's hard sometimes for me to let it go. And tools and things like that, or art supplies, those are another issue. I didn't show this in the video because, I mean, literally, I could go on and on. I mean, everybody's got their own little niches of stuff that they secretly hoard or whatever. And I'm just showing you guys a few of mine. But like art supplies and tools, I just don't want to be without them. And I'm gonna have to learn here pretty soon that unless I want to have a storage unit forever, which I don't, I'm going to have to learn to let some of those things go, even if they're very good and very useful things that I could use in making things or whatever, because I'm not going to be making as much stuff while I'm on the road, and I don't know how many years I'm going to be doing this. So, the stuff has to go. It just has to go. I might do this for the rest of my life. I might do this for maybe 1 more or 2 more years. I don't know. All I know is right now, all that stuff is sitting in a storage shed costing me money, and it's not getting used when somebody else who needs it could be using it. So that's where I'm at. And like I said, everybody goes through this. It's normal. That's just the nature of the beast. That's just what it is. And so, yeah, I would like to know, what kind of stuff do you guys like to hang on to? What do you have a problem with letting go of? What do you fill up your vans with? Or what are you concerned about before you get on the road letting go of? There's always going to be way too much stuff. What happens, because I've done this several times and I've even talked to other people about it, what happens is you downsize a lot because you got a lot of stuff, because you have a lot of room to stuff a lot of stuff. And so you have this big old yard sale, you sell things, you donate things, I mean, just unimaginable amounts of stuff. And then you get on the road and you have all the stuff that you think you're supposed to have and need and all this. And then you realize that it won't fit in your van or it won't fit in your motorhome. So then you downsize again. Okay. Or you get a storage shed or both. And then you're in your vehicle and you're having a good old time. And then you realize you still have too much stuff, or you accumulate some things back. It's normal. That's what happens. We're constantly cleaning. We're constantly reorganizing. It's okay. That's how it works. That's what it is. We're human. We're going to do it. And to me, it's a very fun challenge. I mean, I'm always constantly trying to make my space more comfortable. It's actually, part of me likes it because I like to fix things. I like to say, okay, how can I reorganize this? How can I clean this to make it better? Yada, yada. The only difference is now I'm doing it every month or so as opposed to every few years. So yeah. So just wanted to give you guys a little heads up on out there that it's okay. This is a normal part of the journey and we're all going through it and we all do it. And don't think the minimalists don't, because they do. They probably just do it every single day as opposed to every few months like the rest of us. You know, they just know how to do it. They're better at it. Okay. I'm learning. We're all learning together. It's all good. So yeah, just like I said in the comments, give me a heads up on stuff you're having trouble parting with. I'm just curious. Am I the only cup weirdo out there? Like, really, I want to know. So yeah, and I hope you got something out of this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. You know, support my little teeny weeny channel. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some love, you know. And ring that little bell so that you can get notified when I make some more of these crazy videos. And yeah, and thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're having a nice day.